We've all been through the highs and the lows of Nintendo Switch Online. From the first burgeoning moments where we believed themes would be something they dropped every couple of months, to the absolute low when Nintendo announced a $50 expansion pack program that was an overpriced Nintendoism meme to death on the internet with a tiny library and not a lot to show for it. Nintendo Switch Online has been through a lot over the last 6 or so years of the Switch's existence, but right here, right now, is it worth it? What is the value like, and what aren't people saying about Switch Online that you absolutely should hear and should be told? What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I love the Switch. Switch Online, I've roller coaster rode it through the years, and I bet you have too, because they've done some cool stuff. The Virtual Console was kind of killed off and then brought back in a sort of pseudo Netflix style, and it began with a lot of promise, and then it entered the dungeon years where nothing really came out and nothing happened. It was back in 2021 where things got a kick in the pants, because they announced the expansion pack and said, huzzah, we're now going to do things at a higher level. Or so they said, because they were charging a lot more. Switch Online went from a $20 a year service to a $50 a year service, and that 2.5 times increase did not sit well with me, you, and just about everybody else. Nintendo slowly added things to the service, bringing in the Animal Crossing DLC, Animal Crossing, RIP. They brought in N64 games, and they actually maintained a decent cadence. But still, there were highs and lows of, is this service worth it? Is it just a way to get you invested in more of their games and actually drop more money? But today, right here in 2023, I got to give you the final verdict. We've seen enough of Switch Online, we've seen enough of the expansion pack, and maybe more importantly, we've seen enough of the comparable other services on other consoles to know if Switch Online is worth $50. The $20 a year plan, it's not really what Nintendo is hawking anymore. Yeah, you still get Game Boy and NES and SNES, but if you want the real Switch Online, you're paying $50 a year. And 50 over 20 sounds like a lot, but when we break it down monthly, Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack is only $4.15 a month. $4.15 a month. That's less than a typical cup of coffee over at Starbucks. It's far less than you pay for most meals, and it is definitely less than just about any game worth a darn on the eShop. We have to address the elephant in the room before we get in detail, which is Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass changed the entire scope, scale, and scene of online services by offering nearly 500 free games to subscribers. And more importantly, these aren't the Xbox games of yesteryear. This isn't back when they first began. No, this is new, latest, greatest. This is Starfield. This is Halo Infinite. This is Redfall. This is Forza Horizon. This is all the big stuff. It is an insane service that has retained and actually grown in value as the time has gone on, but there is a part of the puzzle that I think doesn't often get mentioned, which is you can buy Xbox Game Pass or you can buy Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And the Ultimate version includes Xbox Live, a way to play your online games. And Nintendo Switch, both services, regular and expansion pack, do include online play along with their perks. Because in the past, Nintendo Online Play didn't mean much. Their online games didn't run great, and they didn't have very many of them. A lot of times you were just like picking it up for Mario Kart and Splatoon, and that was it. But now in 2023, first of all, they've improved their online play. Beginning back with Monster Hunter Rise, they were like, let's fix this up a little bit. Windows 95 seems like a tough platform to operate an online service from, so they upgraded it, and it's been better. But more importantly, I think, they've added so many free-to-play games that do take advantage of online play, from themselves and from third parties. And I know, you can play Fortnite without any subscription. And if that's what you want to do, if you're here for Fortnite, go ahead. You don't need to buy any service. But when you look at Xbox Live, which is $10 a month, and you look at Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which is $15 a month, we're talking about over 3 times as expensive as Nintendo Switch Online. So let's get into what $4.15 a month gets you, which is nearly 250 retro games. The catalog has grown. I remember back when it was like 20 NES games. And then we were like, okay, we got like 50. We got like 100. We're at 240 some. That's across all regions and across all systems, but we now have 6 platforms on Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. We've got NES, Super Nintendo, we've got Genesis, we've got Game Boy, we've got Game Boy Advance, and we've got N64. And Nintendo, man, they picked up the pace with the releases on N64. They started dropping one a month, which to some still felt slow, but to me felt like, hey, consistency. I'll take it. And Nintendo has improved these titles in some very fun and maybe unexpected ways by bringing stuff like multiplayer to GoldenEye and Mario Kart 64, games where previously you couldn't play online at all. Those systems didn't do that, and I think it's a nifty way to upgrade the past catalog experience that we saw on Virtual Console to what they're trying to do here with Switch Online expansion pack. Now, some people would rather buy their titles a la carte, like they did on Virtual Console, but consider that $4 a month, you could only buy not even an NES game every month. And now you have access to about 250, which is half the library of Xbox Game Pass and their older titles for sure, but it's less than 1/3 the price. If we compare strictly to the non-Game Pass service tiers on both PlayStation and Xbox, it's $10 a month. Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, $4.15. Less than half yet again. And wait, Nintendo is doing a little bit more for you. They do have the game trials, which I think have gotten more frequent in recent time and have included some pretty interesting games. They don't compare to games with gold or PlayStation's free titles of the month, but Nintendo has baked in DLC that is lucrative, exciting, and for their top tier titles. Oftentimes with those free games of the month, there might not be something you want to play, but most people have Mario Kart, and then most people can take advantage of the Mario Kart 8 Course Booster Pass. And you get a bunch of waves basically doubling the size of Mario Kart 8 and effectively releasing Mario Kart 9 stealthily as DLC and as part of Switch Online. So you get 250 past retro titles with some notable upgrades. You get online play, and now you get Mario Kart 8.5. Pretty good for $4.15 a month. They've also thrown in Splatoon 2 Octo expansion, which is a very good single-player expansion, as well as the Animal Crossing Happy Home Paradise DLC, which boosts that game to a level that you kind of need it to be at if you want to continue playing beyond Nintendo's updates, which ended way sooner than they should have. Now, it's been a while since Nintendo has added DLC, and their cadence is anything but regular. They added Mario Kart in February, they added Splatoon in April, they added Animal Crossing in November, so it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. You would have thought maybe they would have added something this past February, but instead they added Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, which frankly ups the ante on the Virtual Console side of the service significantly. Because it's one thing to play a game like DK64, where it's like funny to see Lanky Kong roll around, but it's another thing to have access to Metroid Fusion and Zelda Minish Cap, eventually Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons, who knows how many Pokemon games, and plenty more. The quality, longevity, and the way that they hold up of these Game Boy Advance games is impressive. We're gonna get Golden Sun in there, which is like a full darn awesome RPG. We're gonna probably get more Mario titles as well, which are great versions of the classic Mario games. And we'll probably get a lot more and hopefully good third-party support for those consoles as well. I think Game Boy Advance and Game Boy really just take things up a notch for the past games, because while NES is nostalgic, Super Nintendo is golden, and N64, it's just kind of funny to me. The N64 era was just a funny era. I think the Game Boy Advance era is prime Nintendo. I view Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance as like the two you really want to have, and getting stuff like Mario and Luigi Partners in Time for free as part of your $4, pretty cool. Now, back to the DLC. I firmly believe they will add more DLC later on this year. What game will be the lucky winner? I'm guessing Mario Party Superstars. It feels like that is primed for free DLC, and I would really love to see them include more boards in the dolled up style of the sort of remastered version of Mario Party that harkens back to when Mario Party was great and didn't try to add all of these bumps and bruises that end up just ruining the game. If they add Mario Party DLC, we then have 4 ultra popular titles and 4 very different genres. In Animal Crossing, like home island building, Splatoon, shooter, paint simulator. We've got Mario Kart Racing, and then we would have Mario Party, family/party game. At that point, you're targeting just about everybody. It feels like all Switch owners have one of those 4 games, right? Like, it's got to be pretty close. So now your $4 a month is getting you a major DLC pack for a game you have, and possibly 2, 3, or eventually 4, maybe eventually 5, 6, who knows how many they'll add. It's getting you the 240, 250 retro games. It's getting you online play. It's also getting you icons. Now here is where Nintendo could really up the ante and improve things significantly, adding value at a very low cost to them. Themes. I love that missions and rewards and icons are a part of the program now, and you can build unique user profile icons all the time with different relevant games. Themes need to be there. Themes to change up your Switch home screen would be major, massive, and something we've been asking for forever, so just do it. Even if it's just simple. Transfer over the 3DS themes and fit them to the Switch. It's not that hard. You basically are taking JPEGs and including them on our Switch. Come on, can we please do it? And it would be a great addition to Switch Online. But even without themes, the beloved themes that we may probably never get, Switch Online is now a resounding yes. Absolutely worth it at $4.15 a month. Absolutely worth it at the higher price tier. $50 sounds like a lot when you're talking in old online terms for Nintendo, but in 2023 terms, $4.15 for that, I think, is great value. And as you have more and more of the DLC-linked games, your value only goes up. Nintendo will continue to add to the catalog of Game Boy Advance and SNES, and even N64 and more. They drop in NES games, frankly, as random as they want, and they throw in some Genesis too. They're building that side of the service while constantly increasing the amount of icons you can get, which everybody loves. Now, maybe icons isn't the biggest value add, but I do think it's another piece of the puzzle and shows Nintendo's growth over the past 6 or so years in how they view online and how they approach this service and how they'll approach the service going beyond. The other nice thing about Switch Online now versus in the past or older systems is that Nintendo is committed officially to keeping this going. They've said as much, and we've uncovered in different findings that, hey, Nintendo is going to use Switch Online for this system and the next one. So you know that all of this carries over. I know it's a bit scary when we see eShops shutting down for past consoles and losing access to plenty of games and exclusive titles that previously were there, but this one should last for a while. And let's not forget some of the cool stuff that they've thrown in, oddly made it limited, like the special Mario anniversary game that was pretty darn neat. You got Tetris 99 in there. It would be great if they added another one. And if they continue to do so, this becomes an instant yes. And I think at this point, we can say now it's also an instant yes. I don't see how $4.15 a month for what you get here is bad value. And if you're able to work a family plan with your actual family or your friend family or just randos that you find through a message board online, you're getting an even better price point, chopping that thing down to $2 or $3 a month. At that price, and with what they've added over the last 12 months, we now have a super solid service that does not stand toe-to-toe with Game Pass and perhaps still needs some improvements to truly match Xbox Live and PlayStation Network. But at less than one half the price, can you really complain? Would you rather double the price, triple the price, and add some more nifty features, or are you happy with where it's at? Because I bet you at $10, we would get a free Switch game per month. Maybe not at $4.15, and with how quickly things add up, from Netflix to Disney Plus to Xbox to PlayStation to Nintendo Switch Online, I'm glad that this one is the cheapest subscription service I have. And I want you to consider that Nintendo Switch Online is probably the cheapest subscription service you have. And you're still getting access to a lot of fun stuff, which has seen significant boosts as time has passed and will continue to do so. Awesome DLC that are for great games, not just ones that they are trying to shove at you because they can't sell anymore. And icons. I mean, what more can you ask for? Besides themes, of course. I think Switch Online in 2023 is exceptional value and a must at the expansion pack tier for any Switch owner. It's just worth it for $4. If it was double, we'd have a different conversation. But you can pay $20 a year and get bare bones, or you can pay $50 a year, which sounds like a lot at the start, but when you break it down, you're getting Game Boy Advance, you're getting N64, you're getting online play with even those retro titles, and of course all of your Switch titles. You're getting a building catalog of DLC that I bet you will get something good in the near future, and you're getting to be a part of the Mario Kart craze, which is Nintendo Switch's best-selling game. So there you go. Nintendo Switch Online, absolutely in a great spot in 2023, and something I can recommend without any caveat whatsoever. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Is there a reason that you're skipping out on Nintendo Switch Online, or do you think the case is made that this is one heck of a service for $4 a month. Thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, love you lots. SwitchForce out.